The following podcast is a Vasilis Skarlias production.
Hello everyone, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Vasilis.
We run Chamber Z, a student-run initiative that aims to empower, educate, and connect Gen Zers interested in entrepreneurship.
We interview teenagers with impactful projects and create resources to help you change the world. If they can do it, so can you.
On this podcast, we discuss the logistics of creating different types of projects with Gen Zers who have already done it. We will leave our social media and website information in the description. Welcome to the Gen Zers to Rise podcast. Today we welcome Sabrina Chan and Veronica Cruz, two of the co-founders of ProcrastiNote. What is ProcrastiNote? What inspired you to start it?
So, we are an online platform dedicated to compiling high-tier notes for high school students, and that is to ensure their success in high school as they transition into college. We recognize that educational opportunities aren't accessible for everyone, so we want to change that by providing free notes to engage and expand our audience of learners.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And tell us about all the different features and services that you offer on your website to your students, like learners.
So we offer notes, we have blogs, we have mental health resources, and anything really to get by high school and be successful. And it's more than just about obtaining good grades. We want to make sure that our audience also has access to opportunities that's listed on our website that they otherwise may not have heard about, and just allowing them to go beyond succeeding in the classroom.
And so how did you guys get started with ProcrastiNote?
Our admin team started this initiative back in August. We had little to work with, but because we had a clear goal in mind, we were able to carry forth with our content and slowly and soon quickly grow our social media platforms to spread the word. Looking back, setting the basic foundations to establish the tone we want ProcrastiNote to portray was just so important. We settled on approaching our content with a lighthearted tone because we value being upfront and personal with our audience, because we think that's the best way to fully engage with them in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess for every organization, it's important to have a good team. So how do you keep your team on track?
Mm-hmm. So a large part is acknowledging the work they put in, because when we recognize it, we hope that they are more motivated to keep going and keep contributing to our team. And that's something we really are grateful for. So we have contributor highlights on our Instagram to recognize their contributions, and also a Discord community for engagement to just keep them going. But more technically, we have an Airtable to manage tasks, whether that be due dates, any assignments they have, just to keep them on track. We also prioritize weekly check-ins, just also to make sure they're staying on top of everything.
Back to kind of marketing a little bit. What types of social media platforms do you guys use to market ProcrastiNote?
Mm-hmm. So we are mainly on Instagram because there's a lot of other student organizations that we can collaborate and partner with. But we are starting to produce content on TikTok because, as of course, there are many high school students on TikTok, and I think that's a great way to keep expanding our audience and spreading the word.
Yeah, definitely. And so we're going to have a short break right now and then come back shortly to the podcast.
So we are back. We would like to say that we really like your website's design. It's amazing. It's very smooth and it has some beautiful color palettes. So would you like... Yeah, definitely. So would you like to talk about your website's design process?
Sure. So the very first thing that we did was a lot of researching how to create a website, how to appeal to users, how to create an optimal user experience, and also search engine optimization, which is pretty much making sure that search engines know that you exist. Do they put you on the first page? Do they list you in the top results, etc.? And next, we had to figure out how we wanted to host our website and how we wanted to design our website. We chose Bluehost because it's reliable and it works well with WordPress. And then we chose WordPress to design the website because it's free and it's easy to transfer. And we were already familiar with it because we had a WordPress.com website. And then we exported our old website to the new website and added some WordPress plugins so we had some flexibility. And then we just went through a lot of trial and error, seeing what works, letting other people look at our website to see what they think of it and how their experience is with the website.
I see. In general, yeah, the hosting is, of course, very important. And also
Yes.
WordPress offers the 70% of the global websites, which is an extremely great amount of websites. If we think how many websites are in the world, millions, hundreds of millions of hundreds. Here at SaintMakerZ, we're using Wix, which is a very easy editor to do that, but we're trying to transfer the whole work at WordPress as well because it offers this flexibility that you mentioned. So, what do you think that makes a good website?
A good website is definitely a website that the user can easily navigate and it doesn't stress the user out. You want to focus on what your audience is and what they want to see. After all, the website is for them, so you want to cater to them as best as you can. So try and get into the same mindset as your audience.
Definitely. I agree. I totally agree with you. So sometimes we need to maintain a website, I think. So we have hired a professional company to do this for us. What are you using to maintain your own website?
What do you mean by maintain the website?
Like you track any up-downs, downtowns, any hijinks, if they exist. Here at SaintMakerZ, we experienced an email attack, which was horrible. I have to mention, being the CTO at SaintMakerZ. But we had to figure this out, and thanks to the different task managers and softwares, we could easily beat the thread. Are you using any related technologies?
Yes, we have some plugins on our WordPress. If you can't tell, we really like plugins that track spam, and we also have security on Bluehost too.
This is important. Do you use analytics to improve your organization's impact?
Yes, we use Google Analytics. And so before our beta launch, where we launched our brand new website, we had some goals that we had in mind that we wanted to aim towards with this new website. And through Google Analytics, you can actually add goals and it tracks how many times that goal was reached. So we know that if we aren't quite reaching our goals, we know that we have to change the way that we market. And if we are reaching our goals, we know that we can keep advertising the same way, but we also know that we have to aim higher so that way we keep improving.
I see. According to your experience, do you think that A/B testing helps this process?
So we actually have not tried that, but we do have another plugin that it lets you, for search engine optimization, it shows you can try different headlines and it shows you how well it would perform compared to other headlines and also with the content.
What advice do you have for people who are trying to make a website for their project?
I have 3 main things of advice. First, you want to figure out how you want to build your website, and this is very much based on how much money and time you have. Do you want to code the website yourself? Do you want to use WordPress, or do you want to use Wix, or do you want to use Webflow? You also have to figure out what do you want to use for hosting too, if you aren't doing a specific kind of hosting. And if you haven't already, you want to figure out what you want your brand to be. What color palettes do you want to use? What patterns? For example, we use mainly primary colors and blobs, as you might have seen on our Instagram. And you want to design the website so it's consistent with your brand. So when they see these colors and these patterns, they know, okay, that's this organization. And of course, I feel like I'm the queen of plugins, but if you're using WordPress, consider adding them because they give you a lot more flexibility, especially if you're a beginner. And yeah, that's my main advice for people that want to start a website for their project. And good luck if you are going to build one.
So, what does the future look like for ProcrastiNote?
So in terms of content, we see our website thoroughly covering most, if not all classes, as that's essentially what our initiative is all about. We are striving towards expanding our audience and dedicated team members who have contributed so much towards our progress thus far. Of course, we hope for a greater number of users because in the end, their success is the ultimate driver for us to keep producing resources for them.
Yeah, definitely. And so I think that concludes our podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining in today's episode. Really, ProcrastiNote social media handle is in the description. So this is it for today. Get ready for our next episode.
We hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. We had such a great time. Make sure you leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at changemaker.c to keep up with all of our new content. We also have a Facebook page called ChangemakerZ, but you'll need to look that one because I honestly don't even know how Facebook works.